I'm sorry. Shalom, shalom. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with a message. And I will say, this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. Just coming with a topic, a great video tonight, and it's titled No Spiritual Mindset Leaders. I think that's no spiritual mindset leaders. Okay. This is going to be a good message because whether you are fully informed or not, we're in the darkest days ever. And a higher does what he does best. Hello, everyone in the live chat. It's good to see you. And that is show up and show out. But he does a lot of judgment, okay, in the midst of a lot of chaos around about now. And just like he said, but he's going to start with the house of Israel. You ain't heard a man teach that. You ain't heard a man preach that. You ain't heard a man say anything, but yet they said they the leaders. Women, shut up. You're not supposed to speak, but we the ruler, we the leader. But ain't now one of you open your mouth to anything, spirit and truth. No spiritual minded leader is the name of this topic. No spiritual minded leader. Oh, yeah, we got a whole lot of men that's leader, mighty men that's leading the multitude straight into darkness, and everybody holding their hands, marching in a straight line as if they done struck it to heaven. They heading to heaven, and ain't nothing standing in their way. Walking straight into the midnight hour. That's where we at. And they are walking straight into the midnight hour. We don't have no spiritual minded leaders. And we're going to cover that. Okay. And I want you to understand the way the Ruach HaKodesh, which is the Holy Spirit, has taught me, is from that wilderness. And I wouldn't turn that down for nothing. He's been so good to me. He didn't have to teach me from the wilderness. He could teach me where I'm at. But he chose to take me to the wilderness where all this noise that's in the world and all these voices can't tamper with what he's instilling in me. And I count myself blessed to be able to be in the position in him. Oh, don't look at this flesh and think it's something, because it's nothing. It's who I am in him and only in him. Without him, I'm nothing. You see? So I'm just going to give all the glory and honor to where it's due. It ain't due to nobody but him. And it's no way I would ever sit on this devil platform and try to grab the praise and the glory that's due unto the one that created all things. The one that has all things in his hand. Why is it I deserve the praise? Why is it that I deserve the lights? It doesn't make any sense, people. There's no spiritual minded leaders on the earth today, especially the ones that call themselves the children of the Most High Yah. Okay, I want to first of all say that I was listening to Omar. Let me see if I can pull him up again. An angry black man who really believes he's a leader. He thinks he's a leader. And he was saying some things that was off the chain. And when I say off the chain, I agree with him on this end, but I can take him further than he can take himself, because I tell him where it started and where it's going to end. Okay? I ain't going to that wilderness to be taught by the Ruach HaKodesh for nothing. Okay? I don't have to be nothing to now one of you all, long as I'm something to him. I'm nothing to me, but I know I'm somebody to him because of what he do and how he does it. So Dr. Omar was, and just because he talked like he's angry, like I talk like I'm angry, I still think that he can find his way. No, I don't know. He still got life, so he can stay up. Y'all can still have him in his plan for deliverance, because Omar is feeling that we all come from Africa and we are all people melanated. We all, our home is Africa, and that's the only place we should be looking forward to. We shouldn't be looking forward to anything outside of that. And I just want you to kind of, oh, my computer is now saying it's cut off. Let's see here. You see, okay, there we go. It's rebooting. Okay, I just want you to hear. And
you know what the master was doing? He was making sure he exhausted all your revolutionary energy.
I want you to know he's not angry.
Monday morning, he was happy again.
He's saying something that's true. And what he is saying is what Sister Deborah is trying to send them and make, trying to make something stick in the hearts. Okay, I'm not going to. What Omar is saying. His name is Dr. Omar. I don't listen to him. I don't entertain him. But something he was saying in a video that just stuck with me, and that's why I'm mentioning him again. So I had to get myself back on balance, because I was getting off of balance here for a moment, trying to pull him up. But one thing he said when he began to say where we're at as a people, and he said himself, we're out of our mind. And I'm like listening to him saying he don't even know. If he would read Deuteronomy 20:28 and fully all the way to the end, he'll see what he's saying is already been prophesied. You see, that's a part that nobody ain't gonna want to accept, especially your men. I'm talking about the men who said that they are Hebrews. They are the children. I'm telling you, y'all be careful out there. Don't let that and what they say overtake you, because you can end up drowning out in the ocean with them, because they are not going into any direction that has light. And I'm sitting here preparing for this class, and a small voice said to me, Deborah, that's the reason why, if you look on there, you'll see a lot of the camp's leaders and many other leaders in your nation bashing all kind of women. They're getting them all. Why are you going to bash the one that brought you forth? Does that make it forth? Okay, do that make any sense? Now, I ain't talking about mama. I ain't talking about grandmama. But I'm just saying, why would you bash the one he said he gave to you to help meet his will, not your lust? You see, that's the sickness that's in them speaking. That's the sin that came in when they sinned in the garden, when they go talking, he created her for him. Oh, look, out of the mouth of the Most High Yah, he said, a help meet. You see, they missed that part. Why? Because it was pure righteous right then. When he spoke that, he is all righteous. He spoke everything out of his mouth righteous. They took it and they smeared it and made it what they wanted to make it. And here today, women thinking they have to take a second seat below the men's feet, because they have traded Yah's word for man's word. There's no spiritual mindset. No spiritual mindset leaders. Nowhere, none whatsoever. And when I say spiritual mindset, they don't have anything in their mind, the way they teach, the way they understand, and their wisdom, their knowledge. Nothing is spiritual. Everything is flesh. And they have successfully caused a great falling away to already take place amongst their own nation. And that's sad. But it ain't something that the Most High didn't know about. He was fully aware of it. I want to go to Genesis. Genesis chapter 15. I want you to understand when I say there's no spiritual mindset leaders. Okay? You're going to see what Sister Deborah is saying when I'm trying to get people to understand this thing is spiritual. It is spirit and it is truth. Anything outside of that is demonic and is set at the table with Satan. If they don't speak spirit and truth, they are speaking the language in which Satan has charged them to speak. Okay, now I want to show you an example of when Sister Deborah is talking about spirit and truth, so you can kind of get a feel of what that little old lady talking about. Okay, we're gonna go to Genesis 14, not 14, Genesis 15, and I'm going to hold up a minute so you can get your Bibles. We're gonna go to Genesis 14, not 14, 15. Deborah, you say 14 one more time. Genesis 15. I run my mouth a lot, talking about the light, talking about what spirit and truth. I talk about the Ruach HaKodesh. But I want you to see kind of what this little old lady be talking about so you can get a kind of feel. Never in your life, never, ever, 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 ever in your life have you heard what I'm about to say. I know you haven't, because I'm taught this at a distance, and I'm talking about from the wilderness level. See, a lot of people think because you appear to be just like they are and the way they think and the way they feel, but they never take an ear to hear. Even he said, he that has an ear, and he says it as if it's one ear. It is. It is the Ruach HaKodesh. You will know when the Ruach is speaking because you can hear and understand it at its own sound, or at its what he's saying and how he's saying it. Okay, now listen to this. When we go into Genesis chapter 15, this is what I mean when I say spirit and truth. They can talk about all they want all day and night. They can talk about it for 1,000,000 more years, but it don't mean nothing to me if it's not spirit and truth. Here it is. When I see Genesis 15, this is how he teaches me. So I'm showing you the level of how I can't go up under captivity. I'm already under the curse. I don't need to go up under the captivity of men. I don't need to, because in here tell you they are lost and destroyed. Only time something gonna clean some mess up is when he gathered them together. And then I found out through the spirit, Deborah, I ain't gonna deal with them even when I separate those that are gonna come out. They're gonna have to wander in the wilderness for a few years. And even that time, I'm not gonna clean them up. And I was like, these people cutting up from the floor now, how they gonna survive a wilderness? How? They not. Did not he bring the Israelites out of Egypt? They cut up from the floor, going all the way over. And when they got to the land, they made it, they just went overboard. 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 All the miracles. You know what? I think if I was back then and I had to see a sea part and open up for me to walk, I would have died with the Pharaoh and them. I would have died with them. Because me, I ain't got no sense. I would have died with Pharaoh and them. I would have been drowned because I would have fell out. I would have fell out just to see that. I just couldn't just see that and then get to the wilderness over from it and then act a fool. After he didn't point that, he showed you your signs and wonders, and you're going to sit here and get on the other side and curse him. It don't make sense. Genesis chapter 15. In chapter 15, you're going to hear something. And it says, verse 1. After these things, the word. Now, see, this is what is missing. When Sister Deborah say, no spiritual mindset leaders. because they don't have the spiritual part that this word that proceed out of his mouth carries. They have the flesh. That's why they so easy and quick to quote what David said and what Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob said and what Moses said, but they cannot quote the word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. And you know, I'm starting to really grip the fact that he's not going to let them. He's not going to let them. Okay, Genesis chapter 15, it says, after these things, the word of Ahiah, let's say this here. After these things, the word of Yah came unto Abraham. Wait a minute. You mean the word came to Abraham? Listen to how it's coming to Abraham in a vision. Now listen to this. Say, fear not. Okay. Abraham, I am thy shield and thy exceeded great reward. Ahiah said a mouthful right there. And if you don't grip what is spirit and truth, that whole sentence is spirit and truth. Why? First of all, anything that proceeds out of the mouth of Yah is spirit and truth. Now the mouth of Yah is standing a certain place. And Abraham is in that place. Do you think Abraham is in the natural? No. Listen to this. Abraham, it says, Ahiah, the way he came to Abraham in a vision. You want me to tell you what Abraham was, y'all? Abraham was not only just in a spiritual realm. Guess where he was at? He was in the midst of on holy ground. You missed it again, and you're going to keep missing it because you're not spirit and truth. You're running on flesh, and you're understanding on flesh. And I'm going to take you a place you ain't never been. Now, here is what Sister Deborah be talking about when she says spirit and truth. Only one can take you to spirit and truth, and in spirit and truth is Ahiah. You can't go near it without him. He has to take you there. Now, in 15, it said, after these things, the word, I love that. Ooh, what proceed out of the mouth of Yah came to who? Abraham. Look how he come. Come in a vision. That's spiritual. Then, not only on top of that, guess what, y'all? Let me tell you what it did. Not only that, he came in a vision, which is spiritual. Not only that, he came before on holy ground. Let me tell you what a holy is at. Where you see, I am. I am. That's Ahiah. That's his name. Ahiah. He said, I am. And then he began to say, am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. Abraham was in a spiritual realm before on holy ground. Let me tell you how deep it was. It was so deep. Before he got to even dealing with Abraham, guess what he said? Go back up to that same verse. Look what he said to Abraham. Fear not. You are on holy ground. Standing before holy. You see what I'm saying? Abraham was before holy. The I am. On holy ground in a spiritual realm. Now, I said to the Father, and y'all probably think I ain't got no sense. I sure said to the Father, I said, wait a minute, holy one, most holy one. Wait a minute, I got this here. Why did Abraham have to be taken there? And this is the name of the topic that I'm speaking about. No spiritual mindset leaders. None whatsoever. None of them. Not one is walking in the realm of spiritual. You can say what you want. I don't care about your pastor. I don't care about your teacher. I don't care about none of them. If the Most High said not one, I believe what he say before I even want to hear what you got to say. They are not walking spiritual. They don't have a spiritual mindset. They have a flesh mindset. And in that flesh is their wisdom, their knowledge, and their understanding. And that's what they teach and lead you from. That's why it has to be a great falling away. Because there are those who wants to walk in that direction with them. Y'all said, salute you. Go right ahead. Then he didn't have no problem. Did y'all have a problem with a 1/3 leaving the heavens, they first estate? Did he have a problem with them leaving? Did he say, please don't leave? Wait a minute, let me show you this. Let me teach you this. Why would the Most High have to hold back 1/3 for Satan to go with Satan? He wasn't even in the heavens. He wasn't begging. He wasn't trying to stop that 1/3 at all. So what makes you think you own a sinful earth loaded with sin from one to the end, and he want to stop your nasty tail? It's over, y'all. It's finished, whether you like it or not. And I'm to the point, I don't care how I say it. As long as I know that it's spirit and it's truth. Get your butt in that corner where you at. Go into the closet. Praise and honor and worship the Most High God. Give him all praises and glory. Stop giving these so-called leaders and speakers all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory. You done lost your mind. You're gone here. It told you that in Deuteronomy 28. At the end, what was the outcome? Until they are destroyed. So when I'm listening to Omar, I'm like listening to this black brother. He's called himself a Pan-Africa, and he believed that we all come from Africa, but he's angry. And he's not angry. He's fierce. I like that fierce because I hear that in John 1:1. John chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. I hear the fierce higher when he's making that statement. So when I'm listening to this young man, I ain't gonna say he's angry. I'm gonna say he's fierce because he know that statement in which he was saying was true. He knew it was true. And all he was saying is he realized that his people are gone. He said, not only are they gone, he said they ain't got no common sense. But I just thank the Father for letting me know that his end game with us was that we were to be destroyed here. So if we're being destroyed here, and we are, then accept the curse in Deuteronomy 28 and other verses, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and Isaiah. Accept the curse that the Most High has put on us. Praise him for it. Praise him for the judgment and his chastising and his discipline. And stop monkeying around with these people thinking and planning that how they say things are going to go. How they say things were, things is, and things going to be. They don't have that key. When Yeshua asked the disciples, who do they say that I am? Why is it Peter was the only one knew? Because the Father in heaven revealed it unto him. The Father in heavens, not Yeshua, the Son, but the Father in heaven. He said, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you because I'm born of a woman. I'm the Son of Man. I did not reveal that to you. Only way you could have got that, Peter, is from the Father himself. What was it Peter had? Same identical thing Sister Deborah had. Truth in the spiritual, spirit and truth. While people are running around here thinking spirit and truth. No, they ain't even thinking spirit and truth. So I'm just going to cut that out. They ain't even thinking nowhere near that. They just think truth is them and what they believe, what they study, what they search, and what they understand. That's their wisdom, that's their knowledge, and that's their understanding. But listen to this. As we see in Genesis chapter 15, Right in 15, if you ever wonder, what do this little old lady be talking about when she say spirit and truth? This is a verse strictly around spirit and truth. Here he's saying, after these things, the word, what's the word? That proceed out of the mouth of Yah. Didn't Yeshua tell us that? Every word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. So we have to take this verse and press it before our bosom and trust in Yah in this. You can't let a man precept this up and down. You can't let a man a little this and a little there on this. So you got to trust in every word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. Everything in this book is not out of the mouth of Yah. Even what Yeshua say, you can put that under the mouth of Yah. But all this old crap they didn't put up in these books, you can't believe all of it. That's why you need the Ruach HaKodesh. It's a true teacher. And he said, I come and teach it all to you, Deborah. Come on here. I'll teach it all to you. I said, yeah, I want to know it. I want to know. Let me tell y'all something. I don't care how I talk. I don't care how I act and how I conduct myself. I am a babe, a innocent little premature when I stand before the Most High Yah. Oh, yes. And when he teach, I listen. When he teach, I listen. When these people on this platform talking, I don't pay them no mind because they're not speaking spirit and truth. And he said, if it was so, it will fool somebody, the elect that he has molded and shaped with the potter of the clay, that they may not be fooled like these people on this devil platform. They are so fooled, it's sad. But they fall. It ain't sad no more to me, really. I need to stop saying it. It's not sad because it is what my Father willed it to be. So as you see in 15, this is what Sister Deborah will be talking about, spirit and truth. Here's Abraham. He's not only before holy, he's on holy ground. Not only that, he's in a spiritual vision. He's not in the natural, y'all. He's in the vision. Now, we're going to drop down to something. I'm going to show you something else they never taught you. We're going to drop down to 5. Let's go. Genesis 15 and verse 5. And he brought him forth abroad. Hey, wait a minute. Why do you have to bring him forth? Deborah, you know why I have to bring him forth, because he can't walk in the vision. I have to bring him. I have to take him where I need him to be. You know he in the vision, but you don't know it. You don't know it because there's no spirit and truth in you. Because the moment I read it, instant you should see the spirit and truth. But if you don't, you lost. You still lost. You still lost. Now listen to this. Verse 5, he said, and he brought him forth abroad and said, look now toward the heavens and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. See, he was in a vision. That couldn't have been done. He was just getting him to see that he wasn't on no natural ground here, bro. You on holy ground. Listen to what he said. He said, and he brought him forth abroad. And he said, look now toward the heavens and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. Because he knew he couldn't. He just saying it to him. Because he knew that he could not, okay? Because where he had him, he was in a vision. Now watch this here. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be. Your seed should be a number that you would never be able to number. Now watch what he said. He's saying this to this man in the vision. Watch this here. And verse 6, and he believed in, oh, Father, Yah. Verse 6, Genesis 15 and verse 6. And he believed in Yah, and he counted it to him for righteousness. For righteousness. So, and one of y'all think y'all above and beyond, holy than thou, you're still lost without a cause. Not a man on earth can take you to that level. Only the Ruach HaKodesh. Abraham wasn't even on natural ground. He was on holy ground. He was standing before holy. He was on holy ground. He was speaking from the word of Yah was before him speaking. And he brought him to an area where he could see the stars. And Abraham, he telling him to count. He knew Abraham couldn't count. He was just trying to get Abraham in the vision to grip what he was saying in spirit and in truth. That spirit and truth, you guys, in case you didn't know it. And not a man on this earth, not a pastor, a bishop, a teacher, a preacher, no and more, a watchman, a seer would never teach you that because they're not at that level. Look how simple it was. I was able to tell you in 15, Genesis 15, number one, totally holy. You see what I'm saying? They would never be able to tell you that because they don't know what holy is. They don't know where the realm of the Most High Yah rests are in. You see, they don't know nothing about that. See, and then when you drop down to 5, you notice where he brought him forth. You see, so he was bringing him to a level to be able to show him and tell him we're on holy ground. Abraham wasn't on the ground of the earth. He was in holy, before holy, on holy ground. Now listen to what he says. Verse 6, and he believed in Yah, and he was counted. Counted. That means it wasn't cause what y'all say, oh, he believed in his heart. He believed and he trust. No. He was counted it to be for righteousness. Why? Let me tell you what happened. Look at verse 1. What does he say? Fear not, Abraham. Fear not. He had Abraham in a vision that Abraham was fearing. And he told him, fear not. Because Abraham, if he could tell y'all today, where these men at today, y'all, don't be fools. They are not spiritual. Abraham would tell you, I've been before holy. I've been standing on holy ground. I've seen visions and dreams. He's taken me places. Now we're finna go there. Now here, this is right here. I want y'all to understand something. It's finished, as the Father said. He said it's over. Okay. And being so it's over, and I believe without a doubt it is what he said it is. It's over. Because what I'm speaking of, ain't nobody gonna say that to you. I'm gonna say it over to you again, and be probably again before I get off. They ain't gonna take you there because they can't go there. They can only go from what they can read out of their flesh. They can't go in the realm of what I'm about to say. This tells me exactly when I was a little girl coming up and a teenager, why he taught me what took place before heaven and earth was created. See, I didn't get it like a lot of people. Oh, Genesis and then Exodus and Deuteronomy. I didn't get it like that. I got it holy, y'all. I got it when a little girl, I started like at 4. And he been talking to me ever since. 4 years old. When I got up to early teenager, like 13, 14, and 15, getting ready to enter the high school, let me tell you something. He was dealing with me big time. Now, but what he taught me first was what took place before the foundation of the world. Before. Because that is a time period that justify, clarify, and identify all these things that everybody's reading and saying they understand. No, you don't. Because if you don't know what took place before the foundation of the world, you need to shut your mouth and listen to somebody who do, so you can understand what is, what was, and what shall be, because that existed before any King James or any book on the face of the earth, anything, heaven and earth wasn't created. It was what took place before the foundation of the world is where he started me. Now listen to this. As you listen to Abraham and where he's at, and where he counted Abraham righteous, okay? And he began to say those things to him. Guess why Abraham was counted righteous? And it says in here in verse 6, and he believed in Yah, and he, Ahiah, counted it to him for righteousness. Why? Because Abraham really wasn't the righteousness as you all know it, but as heaven knew it. Hallelujah. Heavens knew before the foundation of the world I chose Abraham to be the seed of righteousness. You see? You see that? So what happened? Oh, he got to take him to hey, Deborah, I got to take him to a different realm. Why? I'm going to tell y'all. Same thing I said. No spiritual minded leaders. These men have no spiritual mind. They can't lead you with no spiritual mind because they don't have it. They can't lead you with what they don't have. So they lead you with what they do have, which is their flesh. Abraham had to be counted righteous in the spirit, in the midst of holy. Hallelujah. On holy ground. He had to be counted righteous then. And what happened before then, as you're reading it in Genesis, guess what? Before the foundation of the world, he was counted already in Yah for righteousness. In here is for you to understand. But you still don't understand it if you don't have the Ruach HaKodesh to teach you spirit and truth. Okay? Now, as you jumped over still in 15, I'm going to show you something. In Genesis chapter 15, you jump over here to verse 13. And I'm going to show y'all. Y'all don't understand this whole chapter 15 of Genesis. Y'all is dealing with this man in a total spiritual realm. And then you're going to understand what Sister Deborah means when she say no spiritual minded leaders is present today. Now listen to this. Genesis chapter 15 and verse 13. And he said unto Abraham, nope, we got to go up to 12. We got to go up to 12. Genesis chapter 15 and verse 12. And when the sun was gone down, going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham. But I said Abraham. You see that, child? No, you don't see it. And that's why he said, Deborah, you don't have to teach it. You don't have to teach the spirit and truth. Because if they're not able to grip it that quick, they don't have what they think they have. People who have spirit and truth, they can grip right through it. Matter of fact, they can teach me a lot of things. They can teach me a whole lot of things. Somebody that's spirit and truth, oh, yes, they can. Because Yah has molded them to be able to teach me. You see? I'm a prophetess in the wilderness. I can be taught. You see what I'm saying? I'm part of the body of Christ, but I'm a pin needle. I'm not all the whole body. No, I ain't. And I ain't going to claim that I am. That's why I know that I can be taught by someone else. I can hear a message from someone else. I can take to what someone else is teaching. But if they not walking in spirit and truth and they talk, not walking, but if they not speaking in spirit and truth, I can't grip that. You all, it's all for you all. All y'all that want that flesh understanding, you can go on and get it. Because it's right now, it's too late. Your butt needs to be in the corner somewhere. And staying in that corner. That corner represents surrender. There's nowhere else you can go. And you got to get in that corner, you're surrendered to the Most High God. You're throwing up your hand and say, Father, that's just it for us. Only one going to deliver us is you. You're giving him the glory and the praise to come deliver you. You're giving him the glory and the praise to come teach you, show you, and reveal the things to you. You get your butt in that corner where you need to be. No, I ain't going to say where you need to be, where you at. Because if Sister Deborah knows she's in that corner, look, I'm not going to walk around here saying I'm a prophetess, and knowing I'm up in the corner. Yeah, I'm a prophetess, but I'm free in spirit because I'm being destroyed to the utmost here. If it had not been for all his gifts that he have implanted in me, I have told people this for a whole longer than a year. I would be in somebody's mental hospital. If it wasn't for the Most High, a higher, I would be up in somebody's hospital. Now, let me show you something. In Genesis 15, in verse 12, and when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham. And lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. Now, let me tell y'all something. When I read that, you know what I said? Hold up, Father, y'all. Hold up. Is this like you did Adam? when you knocked him out. He said, no, Deborah, this is deep. I was like, wait a minute. What make it so deep? I'm tickled pink. I'm like, what make it so deep? He said, listen, read what it says. And I began to read it again. I said, wait a minute. Now let me read it. And it says, and when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abraham. That matches Adam. He said, keep reading, Deborah, keep reading. Watch this here. And lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. Great darkness fell upon him. Wait a minute now. Hold up, Father. Y'all, what's going on now? It ain't like the one with Adam. Adam, when you put him to sleep, this is a little bit different. He said, yes, it is. Pay attention, Deborah. Pay attention. Now, this is what he said. Verse 13. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Now, Sister Deborah's word up. Now I got some words for the Most High, y'all. Now, wait a minute now. You taking me too deep. Now, you taking me too deep. First of all, you got me stuck in this horror of great darkness fell upon him. See, y'all don't get it. Y'all do not get it. And I ain't going to say it's sad, because it's still going according to my Father's will. If you don't get it, it's still going toward his will. His will ain't going to change because you don't get it. His will is not going to change when we do get it. It's changing you every day to know his will, to know it in spirit and truth, not to walk around here in the flesh, because you know what? We're going to pay a price. That's why our butts better recognize we in the corner. See, it's no way you will surrender to the Most High, y'all, as long as you think you're free out here and you just, I can do anything and it's just all this, I'm free. No, baby. Sister Deborah in the corner, and guess what that corner is? I can't, nobody can help me but him. That's what that corner represents, y'all. The corner represents, hey, wait a minute. Surrender. Nobody can help me but you, Father. I'm all up in the corner. I ain't got no which way to turn. I'm all in the corner. That's what it means. Surrender. Okay, now listen to this here. When he began to say that horror of darkness, first I was kind of tickled because I was saying, that's just like you put, it said in Genesis, how you put Adam down. He said, no, Deborah, look at it good. And I looked at it and I saw a horror of great darkness fell upon him. Then I began, he said, keep reading. And he said unto Abraham, know for a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Let's go to 14. And it says, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. Afterwards shall they come out with great substance. Wait a minute. The issue I had with that was this. Why did you have to put Father Abraham down like that? Why did he have to go down like that for you to just put that in him? He said, Deborah, when it come down to these men, the only way I'm going to put something in them, I got to put them down. Only way. He going to instill spirit and truth in these men today. He going to have to put them down. He going to have to put them down. And when he put them down, when they come back, they're going to be ready. They're going to read. They're going to know how to speak spirit and truth. They're going to know how to walk upright. They're going to know how to serve the Most High God. But he had to put this man down. Who is this man, Abraham? Wait a minute now. Just to put that prophecy in him, you mean you had to take him there? Yes, because they got a head, Deborah. They won't listen. Stiff-necked and rebellion. Abraham wasn't stiff-necked and rebellion as the children were, but he know who we are. And why is it he had to put Abraham down instead of just speaking to him? Why he's awoke? Why he's sitting up? Why he's standing up? Oh, no. And right here today, in the year of 2022, you hear these Negro men saying this same statement that Yah have said to Abraham. That's why we know we the because he said in Genesis in 13, chapter 15, 13 and 14, he told Abraham his seed will be. So we know Abraham. See, we know that's as much as they know. They know no spirit and truth of what took place in verse 12. Matter of fact, what took place in 11, 12, 13, nor 14, and give or take 15. They don't even know what happened. They don't know this was spirit. This was spirit and truth. So if you ever wonder, what is this girl, this old lady be talking about? It's spirit and truth. It's spirit and truth. If they not teaching spirit and truth, get away from them. These people ain't going to teach you this. They ain't going to tell you that Abraham wasn't in his flesh when y'all taught him this. Not only that, it lets you know a horror of great darkness fell upon him, letting you know I had him down to the point of dead. See, Abraham, you remember Adam? Adam was not Adam. Yeah, Adam was put down. Let's go there. Genesis, watch this here. In Genesis, oh, my Bible is torn up. In Genesis 2, in Genesis 2 and verse 21, it says, and the Lord Yah caused a deep sleep to fall upon Abraham, and he slept. Listen to this. Genesis 15 and 13. Total different sleep. Total different one. Now he's getting ready to do Abraham. Now Abraham, he already told you that was asleep on Adam. You know, like you go into the hospital to have surgery, they give you some oxygen and all that to put you to sleep. Adam was put to sleep by a higher. But Abraham was knocked out. And Abraham knocked out to me. This is the way I felt it while he was teaching me the point of death. It was to the point of death. That's why that horror of great darkness fell upon him. That's death. See what I'm saying? So a lot of them, they'll teach you, they'll preach to you, they'll lead you, and they'll guide you straight into the darkness with no spirit and truth. None whatsoever. You look on the left side, there won't be spirit and truth. You look on the right side, there won't be spirit and truth. You look forward, no spirit and truth. You turn around looking back, no spirit and truth. And you just holding their hand, walking like you walking somewhere. Spirit and truth is what's righteous. Spirit and truth directs you to the light, and the light directs you to spirit and truth. The spirit and truth is the Ruach HaKodesh teaching you, and all his fullness that was promised is in you. That's spirit and truth. Everything that is spirit and truth rests therein. So a lot of people, they get caught up from the floor of following people till they become addicted to following idols. And what they don't do today is what they did back in the days. Then they would make different idols. And some people, they worship people as well. But today, it's all about worshiping people. Liking, subscribing, giving them glory and praise. Y'all say, I'm a jealous, a higher. I don't share my praise. So if these people are not directing you to give him praise and directing you to his light, directing you to his spirit and truth, to his righteousness, to his bosom, you're lost without a cause, and you have fallen into the great falling away, whether you like it and you know it or not. Because I'm going to tell you something. This thing is strictly spirit and truth. It's no way Sister Deborah going to know that we are in the corner. Do you see me in the corner? You don't see me in the corner. So her, what are you talking about then, Deborah? If you out, we don't see you in the corner right now. You know what? Because it's spirit and it is truth. And that's what it told me. In the spirit and in the truth of the matter of what he say. When he say that they are destroyed, it's all in the book telling you that they're going to destroy your mind. So when you run around here, why are people doing this? And a lot of them don't even pay any attention to what they people are doing. Because everybody caught up in self-centered, self-motivated, self-concerned. Nobody care about nobody. It's nothing in them. Nothing. No mercy in them. No care about nobody. No give and gave. No nothing. And everybody just trying to get to a place that you don't even have to get there. It's going to get you there if it's in his will. Why? Because the will was on a blueprint before the foundation of the world. That's why Sister Deborah is not too keen with this. This is my life. I do what I want. When did it become your life? The book says it was his breath of life that breathed into your nostrils. So how do you become your life? Okay, he takes that your life from you, which belonged to him, is his life. Let's see where you stand. Your butt gonna fall onto the floor. And let's see what your life gonna do. We don't give him no credit for anything. We never did and we never will. That's why he say, okay, when I say it's over, Deborah, it's over. Don't go trying to chase. Just say it, speak it, and keep it going. Don't think that Noah wasn't frustrated running to tell them people every time the Most High Yah kept telling him. Because I told the Father, I said, well, okay, can I be another Jonah? Can I be another Jonah? He said, okay, keep playing. I said, can I be another Jonah? He said, now you keep on playing. Because after reading Jonah, I don't blame Jonah. I don't blame him not one bit. But because the Father say do it, that's all that was important. It wasn't important if he delivered them or if he saved them or if they hear it or if they don't. It's not important. Jonah, it's over. All he wanted you to do, because you was his, is to speak to the people. And that's what he said to me. Look, don't play. Don't you tell me you another Jonah. Don't you play. Don't you go there. He said, okay, you go on. Ain't no whale gonna swallow you. You gonna go 6 foot under. I'm telling y'all, where he's at, there's no play. No room for playing. That's why I say it's a sad thing. I'm going to say that there's no spiritual mindset leaders. And let's go. Now, as you heard here in Genesis 15, verse 1, that's the spiritual realm Abraham is in. He's in the vision. Not only is he in the vision, he's on holy ground. Not only is he in holy ground, he's standing before holy. And I'm not talking about the way y'all think it is, the way they teach you. He's in the midst of holy. Holy even. What did verse 5 say? And he brought him. Holy even brought him abroad to say, again, what proceed out of y'all's mouth. Look toward the heavens. Telling him about counting the stars. You know he can't count. He probably couldn't even count up to 20. And he was just doing it because he was sending a message for you and for me. This is what we look into and realize, wait a minute, y'all, something took place before the foundation of the world. Abraham wasn't all that like we thought. No, he wasn't. So we don't turn to Abraham. We turn and give my Father the glory and the honor for what he done for Abraham. But we so sick in our mind, we give Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob all the praise. You see, we give Jacob because of Esau. We turn it backwards and don't understand it. Everything he did, we're supposed to see. And that's how Sister Deborah knows spirit and truth, because I give my Father the credit. I ain't giving Abraham nothing. I give the Creator who created him and created the ways for him, even made room for him to be in glory, standing before holy, on holy ground, in a vision, which is spiritual. Then he turned around and counted, because, listen, let me tell y'all something. Let's each one of us say this. Let's read Genesis 15, verse 1. After these things, the word of Yah came into Deborah in a vision. That means now I'm all holy. Okay? I'm in spiritual. Okay? Saying, fear not. Fear not. Why? Because you ain't in your natural. Why would he have to say fear not? Because now you before holy. Okay? Abraham, I am is a higher, which is the most high true name. A higher. When you go into your closet and you speak with him and he communes with you, he shut your flesh down. He begin to speak to your spirit. Your spirit begin to utter words unto him in spirit. Okay? The only words you're going to come out of that closet understanding or hearing and remembering is Ahaya, Ahaya, because that's his name. Hallelujah. That's if he suffer you to get that far with him. So, if he's sitting here saying to Deborah, fear not, Deborah, I am thy shield and thy exceeding great reward. What was his great reward? Anybody in the live chat, what was the great reward? What was the great reward? I am thy shield. Look at that word shield. That shield is a protector, y'all. And thy exceeding great reward. What is the great reward? You drop down here to 6. It was to be counted righteous. Why? Because Abraham was the righteous seed that came down from the heavens, from the bosom of the Most High Yah. You see, he was one of the righteous seed that came down. You see, so here he's sealing him. He can't seal him in the flesh. He can't seal him while he's sitting up like you and I in the flesh. He had to take him to the spiritual realm to do spiritual things. Even to seal him as righteous, he had to take him to a spiritual realm. So when people run around these men talking about Abraham was a righteous man of God, use a fool, and use a fool. Because you don't know spirit and truth. And that's what makes me disappointed with the things that I have seen. I'm not disappointed like I was now that the Most High has opened up the door to see the reality of it all. But I was disappointed because I'm sitting here seeing things in spirit and truth and wonder why these people give everybody the praise and the glory outside of the one that's the overseer. Why should Abraham get the glory for 15? Genesis 15, what's being said in 1. Why should Abraham get the glory for Genesis 15 and 6? Like the world and everybody on this platform, everybody give him the credit. Oh, he righteous. No, baby. No, he's only righteous in the spiritual realm. That's it. That just shows you how easy and simple Ahaya has made it. He made it so simple. You think Abraham believed when he was in his natural? No. He believed while he was in that spiritual realm. Now, you tell me, if that was you standing before holy, hearing the word that proceeded out of the mouth of Ahaya, you going to tell me you're not going to believe? I don't think so. You will. You would totally believe. Go to a realm where Yah took him. Before you wake up, you're going to tell the Most High, I believe. And he said that was counted. You were counted because you were already written. Okay? So I'm going to count that alone while you in the vision, in spirit. I'm going to count it as righteous. Another thing about that shows you how sweet the Most High is. How simple he is. He knew Abraham couldn't be counted righteous in his flesh. He had to take Abraham to a spiritual realm. So that's why Sister Deborah can actually say in this day and time, there's no spiritual mindset that's leading the people at all. None whatsoever. Because they think it's about the flesh, being able to master books and understand books. Even the books. They praise and they honor those who are in the books versus the one who created the ones that's in the book and has orchestrated their lives. We don't see beyond man. We got to see beyond man what was before man. You see, and that's what he taught me as a little girl. Something took place before man and woman exist, before heaven and earth. And let me tell you, this is who I am. You see? So when I get down here and I go on throughout life, I know that he's bigger than big. You see what I'm saying? That no, because I couldn't understand throughout my life. I would go to church every chance I get. And I would listen to the whole service. Walk out and say, why did they lie like that? I wonder what they talking about. Why would they lie to all them people? All my life, y'all. And went on my way. I was very humble. I never attacked anyone in what they believed, the way they were teaching. That's why I can say I can look back over my life and know that I know that he had me all that time and even to today. Even to today. Now, when you get over in this here, just read 15, Genesis 15 over again, and you will see Abraham was in a different place, y'all. So when you're trying to be all righteous and holy, let me tell you something. Only place you need to go is to tarry for him to come in you. You see, that's the blessing of Yeshua HaMashiach coming to die as the sacrifice, the blood sacrifice. And Yeshua, Yah came as Christ, as HaMashiach, to make sure we are redeemed back. See, he couldn't, he could have, he can do anything he wanted to do. But the order in which he came, he wanted you to be able to, he wanted to be able to get in, do this, do this, do this, do this, according to the blueprint from the heaven. And that's why Yeshua came and bam, he was gone. And that's every prophet. He'll use them and bam, bam, they're gone. So when you thinking people are taking their life, which they are, look at Yeshua, the same one he came to save life, they wanted to take his life. You see what I'm saying? So why should Sister Deborah be any different? Why should any other prophet be any different? We're not supposed to get 1 million likes. We're not supposed to get a lot of likes. We're not supposed to even be heard, y'all. They didn't in thousands and thousands back then. They ain't going to do it now. So that's why I know that the people are gone. Totally. Because they really believe that it's really based on, oh, if I believe it, if I want to hear it, if it's what I said, what I think, no, I don't agree with it. Go! Judgment when you stand, I won't be standing with you. But I'm sure he'll have flashback. That's the good thing about the Most High Yah. Ain't nobody going to be able to stand before him and say, but I did. And no, he already let you know. Don't come here with that mess. Because, see, when you was down on that earth, I gave you mercy and grace. You standing before holy. You're sure going to be there, and you standing here, and you thinking you're going to get something in it. No. He going to look at the Father. And both of them already know you ain't a part of neither one of them. And that's going to be the same people who think they know this word from front to back to front, and don't even understand. It's not the words that you're reading, y'all. It's the spirit that's teaching you. Okay? Now, another one I wanted to go into to show you that there is no spiritual mindset that's leading the people. Let's go to Ezekiel 34. Ezekiel, let me see how much time I got. A few minutes, and I'm not going to hold you long. Ezekiel 34. One thing I did, he showed me, I didn't even pay any attention to it. He said, people that you will find people that are speaking truth, you'll find a lot of them fierce in the way they teach. He said you will find it because the truth is so powerful within them that they don't see it should be just calmly. That's people who with clown clothes on. They want to look the role. They want to talk the role. They want to play the role. And they got the role playing the role. You see? Clowning. Like they say, take all that makeup off a clown. Take those clothes. You'll be mighty surprised of what you'll see underneath it. That's why he says wolves in sheep clothing. Because everybody think it's a look you're supposed to present. It's the way you talk. It's the way you dress and the way you act. And the way, no, baby. Spirit and truth. Don't care who you are. It's going to be about spirit and truth. I remember when this one man, he came in. He looked like he was high into the laundromat, and he was smoking. And this one young guy, he was supposed to have been a minister, and his wife supposed to have been a prophet. And they saw him, and he was yelling. This man that was high, He was smoking. He was cursing his son out. He was really cursing his son out. And he began to talk about God. And when this man began to talk about God, this young minister and his wife told him he don't know anything about God, not the way he conducted himself. You know what? They made a bad move because I was there. Oh, you'd have made a bad move. Okay, who are you? I'm a prophetess, and this is my husband. He's a minister. Matter of fact, he's assistant pastor. I said, wait a minute, hold up. This man here is speaking about Yah that we serve. We ain't here talking to these people about Yah. You see? But this man come up telling you all about what he know about Yah and how good Yah been to him and how he don't like his life. Just sitting here repenting, but yeah, he was smoking his cigarette. He had stopped yelling at his son, but still he was just cursing his son out earlier. And this young minister and his wife said, you can't be who you supposed to be in Yah because of the way you conducting yourself. That is not representing Yah. You know what? One thing I said to them, I said, who started to talk about my father in this laundromat? See, Yah use anybody to make us shame. That man looked at me, that little minister says, assistant pastor and his wife, we never thought of it like that. You're right. Yah would use anybody to test us and say, you ain't talking about them. There's a lot of people in here need them. You ain't saying nothing. You're supposed to be a pastor, assistant pastor in the laundromat. You're supposed to be a prophetess. Here I am. I'm a prophetess, but we ain't the one talking about the Most High, y'all. But this man come in here quoting verses and talking about how good God is and what all God has done for him. I mean, he was just on it. I mean, the man was just pouring out, even to the point of tears, that how he wished he would do better and repenting at the same time. And then they're going to try to down him and say, you ain't got no spirit of God. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute now. Did you start talking or did he start talking? Told them, you better watch yourself because he the one brought in the whole conversation, and everybody in the laundromat was getting in the conversation. Y'all, it was good when we got it leveled off, yeah. But I'm just showing you how y'all will step in the ones that you think that ain't. But people today, they don't care who it is. They just want somebody to feed them a bunch of lies because that's where they at. And that the reason why it's finished in Yah is because he said the time period in which he created in the heavens and on the earth is finished. The time period of him sending those out to feed and feed. He said it has been thousands and thousands of years, and not one fish has taken the hook. So he said, don't go out, Deborah, throwing the worms, because there's no fish in the ocean. How would I know? He knows all things. There's no fish to will in. He says, speak spirit and truth. And if they don't hook on to spirit and truth, you just keep on throwing out in the ocean spirit and truth. And if they don't hook on to spirit and truth that's on that hook, keep it going. Go to another lake, speak spirit and truth. They don't hook on, go to another lake, speak spirit and truth. It ain't about remaining there trying to get people to understand. He did an excellent job with leaving us all information. And the reason why it was so excellent, he decided now, not now, but then when Yeshua HaMashiach came on the scene to step in us and live in us. So what more do you want him to do? What do you want him to do? What do you want him to say? What do you want him to be? What do you want him to give you? Even though he living in you, you still in the corner. Even though he living in you, you still curse. Even though he living in you, you still are going through the judgment. So what's the deal? Surrender. Surrendering yourself to him. Give up yourself. And stop thinking you can do this yourself. I know it. These people on these platforms been on here long enough. They got their numbers counted. It came along with the great falling away. The great falling away is over already because it's finished. What we're doing now is walking it out. We're walking it out. And all we're doing is sitting and waiting for all the heartache and the sorrow and the wicked to break us into pieces. Because here it is, it's before us, and we still have not repented. We still don't see it as a form of being in the corner, to surrender, to throw up your hand and say, that's it, y'all. That's it. We still in captivity, y'all. Look at everything that's going on. Our people are already turning against each other. The men that's supposed to lead us has caused us to error. Anytime anybody, what happens with the earth that brings forth everything if there's an earthquake? Say, for instance, if there's an earthquake, let's say in this state, Missouri, the earthquake, that's the ground. That's the ground. So just imagine your Negro men destroying with their ugly mouths the one that put forth the life in which Yah placed in them. And they destroy with their mouths the one that Yah uses to bring forth. Do that make any sense? It doesn't. To me, it shows you the line of darkness of our men that they have. And I'm not saying our women are all that and some, but once you understand what took place before the foundation of the world, you know what you would say? I'm with that old lady. I see now in the spirit of truth what she's saying. I see now. She ain't saying this out of being hateful toward men or she hate men. She ain't saying that. She's not saying that. She's not saying that, y'all. This thing is spirit of truth. That's not what this lady is saying. This lady got 4 sons that she truly loved. 2 daughters, grown adults, that I would do anything and be to them whatever they want me to be, to help them, to do anything. But mama gonna always speak spirit and truth. That means I would override them any time of the day. I would go beyond serving Yah over them. I wouldn't turn him in for them, not 1 second. Not 1 second would I give up on him for them. Oh, no, no, no. So when I'm sitting here talking about men, my sons have to line up with those men. You see what I'm saying? So Sister Deborah ain't talking about something that she don't know about when she lining her own up in there too. See, you see, even though they are not performing like I'm saying the men are, but I can't exclude them. You see? You all just don't understand. And I could care less because that's where we at. Get your butt in the corner. Surrender. Salute every will and way of the Father. And stop trying to make it seems that somebody gonna get you a great black hope. These people are stuck on stupid. They still talking black and white. And still ain't realized this thing is spirit and truth. Is spirit black and white? It is a spirit. It is a light. It is a light. So while we hung on stupid, black and white, now we can say and talk about the issues of what they continue to do, but y'all said, what are you talking about it for? You ain't done nothing to change it. You ain't done nothing. Omar was talking about, he was upset. I call it not upset. He was fierce because he said, the black people don't even know. They don't even have common sense. He said, they ain't got no sense. And I'm like, I just heard him talk about that this morning on one of his videos. And that was like 2 weeks ago. And I said, see that, Father? That man don't even know nothing. He could care less about who you are. And he's sitting here trying to tell the people the same thing I'm saying. Same thing. But these Negroes they ain't gonna get it. They ain't gonna get it because they so busy manipulating you. And when the Father said to me that there is a spirit out upon the men, a hate spirit, a spirit, a perpetual hate in the spirit of the men. So I'm like saying, oh, okay. You know, when he told me that, it's about a year and a half he said it. I'm like saying, okay. But now, where I'm at now, I've seen it. I'm finished. I'm finished. Because now, what I see now is worse than when he told me. It's worse and getting worse and getting worse. It's getting worse. So it leads me to believe what Isaiah was saying. Let's go to Isaiah 3. Isaiah chapter 3. And it makes sense. It's all come to piece to part. Isaiah chapter 3. And then I'm going to go to Ezekiel 34. Isaiah chapter 3. One thing you're going to realize, the way y'all did it then, he's going to do it again. We think that he changes. We think he change up. No, he don't. And what will be his purpose of doing what he's going to do here? Listen to this. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25. He said, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. Why are you calling them thy men and thy mighty men? He's saying to the women, I'm going to destroy them. Yes, your sons, your daughter, your sons, your fathers, your uncles, your brothers, your husbands. Because you all thinking we're supposed to patty cake with them. We're supposed to get around them and make them right. You ain't making them right. You're making them walk in more darkness and be one of the ones that he's going to destroy. He's going to destroy them. And he's telling the women, while I'm purging you, I'm going to destroy them. Go read Isaiah 3. He sit here and tell you, thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in the war. Now, the sword in the war, you better watch out. Because in spirit and truth, that can be any way he's going to take you out. He's going to end your life. And the women going to be all at the gates and lament and moaning. He's telling you. And she shall be and she being desolated shall sit upon the ground. You see, women, that's where you're going to be when he finished showing up and showing out in these so-called Hebrew Israelites. See, he did that too many times, y'all. Y'all never read back. You ain't read forward. See, you don't read. You just hear them tell you. He ain't going to do nothing. He ain't going to do nothing. Let me tell him, teach him this. Let me teach him this. See, he sees what they're doing. He knows what they're doing. He don't send his prophets to tell you that they got a spirit on them. It's a hateful, perpetual hate. Because with me, I'm trying to figure out, okay, Father, you said they got a hate spirit. What kind of spirit is this? Because it's deep. You see, I see you, every last one of them. Listen to them, y'all. Just take out some time and listen to them. They black, shadowing the women, going and coming, finding every just reason to destroy them. What will be that reason? What will be the reason, y'all? Think? What will be the reason? Then you drop down to Isaiah chapter 4. In that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparels. Let us be called by that name. By thy name. Guess what they talking about? Let us be called holy. Because if he killed our fathers, our brothers, our uncles, our sons, our cousins, all these males. And then here this one, we want to be called what you are because he allowed you to survive. You got to be holy. We want to be called holy because he allowed you to survive and killed all these men and the mighty men, the ones that think they all that in something. They the only one that running around here manipulating people. Okay, now listen to this. As you continue to read that, listen to this. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take a hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name. Guess what name that is? Holy. Because any man survive this, y'all is going to brand them as holy. Okay? Now, watch this here. You drop down to verse 3. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 3. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy. Didn't I tell you that? So these ignorant men thinking, oh, we getting 7. You silly, you dead. Look on 24, 25, verse 25, Isaiah 3 and 25. You are dead. You are destroyed. The body is gone. So it ain't you left on verse 4, 7 women to 1 man. It's showing the women, giving y'all the whole overall. There's the survivors, the small remnant are women. See how they mess y'all up? They mess y'all up even when you're already messed up. Can you mess somebody up here if they're already messed up? No, you can't. They just messed up on the floor. That's why you should say that all the time. Y'all messed up on the floor. Because you messed up by your own nation teaching you. These ones that's leading you with the mindset with no spirit, they teaching you. Okay? Now, here it's talking about he gonna destroy him. And he called them thy men. Letting you know they your men, your sons, your fathers, your uncles, your brothers, your husband. I'm gonna destroy them right before you all. And the ones who want to be mighty, I'm destroying them too. How you like that? How you like that? Then what did he say? And she gonna be at her gate, crying and moaning and hooping and hollering on the ground. He gonna be and purge you, woman. See, they ain't gonna teach you that. That's spirit and truth. They ain't gonna teach you the route I'm teaching. Not I'm teaching, but I'm speaking it to you. You know why? Because that's spirit and truth. They can't go there. They can't go there. Only the Ruach HaKodesh can take you there. They can't go there. They can't go to the fact that Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1, and in that day 7 women shall take a hold of 1 man, because if that 1 man is alive, he is holy. That's the name they want to be called. Go to verse 3. How would it? Watch this here. Go to verse 4. Isaiah 4 and 4. When the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment, hallelujah, and the spirit of burning. You will have them burning spots, scabs. Listen to what he said. Verse 5, and the Lord will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon her assembly a cloud of smoke by day, and the shining of flaming fire by night. For upon all the glory shall be a defense. Let me tell y'all something. Women, bump back up to verse 3. Go back up to verse 3. Verse 3, chapter 4, and verse 3 of Isaiah. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called holy. So them women gonna know that the man that's left, we ain't asking you for nothing. We want to be called what y'all didn't call you to be, because he allowed you to be left. and he killed our men and our mighty men. But he allowed you to live, so you would have to be holy. That same name you have, we want to take on that name. Holy. See the sickness that they taught you, and you all walked in it, and you still talk in it, and you sleep in it, you eat in it, you understand in it. You in your flesh, you in their flesh, they in your flesh. You're gone here. You're gone here. Now, see, this is how they lied all about this here. You'll never see that talk like that. You'll never hear nobody teach you that, because they will find you a way that'll turn you all kind of ways to keep you from hearing truth. Now, you can understand if the heathen did you like that. But Yah has a message for you in Ezekiel 34. In Ezekiel 34, he's dealing with something. And when I read this, I was like, oh, my God. In Ezekiel 34, the word of Ahiah came unto me saying. Now, wait a minute. I noticed something about the Hebrew Israelite men. They quick to precept, line, little here, little there. Every word outside of the word that proceed out of the mouth of Yah. Because they can swing you all kind of ways in that. They go over in torrents and just swing you all kind of ways. And that's their desire. It's confuse you, so you can be in another captivity outside the one you in. And you been. And you still is. That's why you ain't not out and you're not getting out. You're going to be running out of here, because y'all going to make way for you to get out of here. But those that's going to be going with you, a lot of them going to fall by the wayside. Y'all going to allow them to be destroyed on the way to the promised land. Because all of them ain't going to be what you think. About time you get to the promised land, he's going to cleanse your tail up. He's going to know who's who and what's what. And all the separation through going and moving along the years to get to the promised land, they're going to die off. All the unjust, the unrighteous, going to die in the wilderness. And they're not going to make it to that promised land. Okay. In Ezekiel 34, and the word of Ahiah came unto me saying, I hear Ezekiel, son of man, prophesied against the shepherds of Israel. Y'all want to run around here following them. There's no spiritual mindset leaders on the face of the earth. None whatsoever. I'm with the Most High God. You can go with whoever you want to go. You can follow whoever you want to follow, because he says finished. So follow it up and follow down. Go anywhere you want to. And said unto them, thus said the Lord Ahiah unto the shepherds. Wait a minute now. You telling Ezekiel to prophesy against. What is Ezekiel? Who is Ezekiel? It's not Ezekiel one of Yah's prophet. Wait a minute. You're telling him to prophesy against the shepherds of Israel? Who are the shepherds? Your so-called men. We the people. Now listen to what he said. Prophesy, say unto them, thus said Ahiah until the shepherds. Say unto the shepherd, woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. How do they feed themselves? From you. You people. You let them feed on you. They eat you up. You are their meat, their bread and butter, and they eat on you, and you allow them to. It's finished. It's finished. Ezekiel 34. He's telling the son of man, Ezekiel, prophesies against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesies and say unto them that thus said, not Ezekiel, not Sister Deborah, but what proceed out of the mouth of Yah. Thus said Ahiah unto the shepherd with an S. Woe be the shepherds of Israel that do eat themselves. They get full off of feeding you nonsense. They feed themselves. Should not the shepherd feed the flocks? Oh, they ain't gonna teach y'all that. It's not even teaching you no way. You don't even want to hear nothing righteous no way. You don't want to go in the light. You don't want to hear spirit and truth. You want to be among a man. He told you he ruled, he leads, and you want to get under him, but you don't hear nothing what the coming proceeding out the mouth of Yah. And you best bet you will never hear out of the mouth of Yah a woman should keep silent. You will never hear out of the mouth of Yah the things that these men are saying that Yah has said about us. Not one verse can they pull that Yah is saying that nonsense about us as a women. You done made them be uplifted and boasted to be what he's sitting here prophesying, having Ezekiel the prophesy. Now listen to this. Listen to what Ahijah is saying. Ezekiel ain't saying this. He's telling him to prophesy this. So it says, Ezekiel said to him, no, I'm not going to do that. Wait a minute. You think my father wouldn't show up and show out? He began to destroy them. He began to let Sister Deborah say, well, no, Father, I ain't going that route. They lost it. Oh, let me not have to, let me shut down and say that. Just like at Moses. Please, Moses, we want to hear it from you. We don't want him to do it. But see, that's where y'all sick. You don't want him to have to come in. Oh, but it's too late, baby. He coming. Whether you like it or not, he coming. And listen to this. And he says, listen to this. Yah say unto the shepherds, woe be to the shepherds of Israel. Now, we ain't talking about the world. That's why I said monkeys be on here talking about the world and what the world doing. They doing that. They doing it. Y'all sitting here saying, and how are you going to say what the world doing and your own nation is doing it 3 times worse? How it's okay for a cop not to shoot us, but the same one that he shot, just shot 16 brothers. That's how sick it be. That's how deep it really is. That's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. Now watch this here. In Ezekiel 34, listen to what he said in verse 3. Ye eat the fat, and ye clothe you with wool. Ye kill them that are fed. Hallelujah. But ye feed not the flock. Kill them. Did not I just tell y'all the great falling away already took place? Listen to what he said. Ye eat the fat, and ye clothe you with wool. Ye kill them that are fed. Kill their spirits, y'all. The great falling away. See, what y'all don't understand, these people on this Apple platform, they were just called here to be on the devil's platform to cause many to fall away from spirit and truth. That's why people don't want to and don't understand what this old lady talking about, spirit and truth, because they didn't want to feed you right. They didn't want to feed you at all. They got fat off of feeding you the meat from them. Now listen to what he said. And what happened? Ye killed them that are fed, but ye fed not the flock. You see? It's the same thing. And they still doing it today. But it don't matter if they do it today because it's over. It's finished. The great falling away already took place. Okay? First, it took place in the heavens before heaven and earth was created. But since its time period, in the time in which Yah had orchestrated it from his blueprint, it already taken place. That means everybody that didn't fell from a spirit and truth, they have already fallen away from the light, away from, so it's like, okay, the example I always give you all is just like swimming out in the middle of the ocean, and you feel so good about going out in the ocean because you just felt everything that you see is out in the ocean. Then you turn around and say it's time to go back to dry land, and you can't make it, and you die and you drown out there with those who are out there leading you and guiding you. Okay, let's we got to cover this here. Okay, and he said, but ye feed not the flock. The diseased have ye not strengthened, neither have ye healed that which is sick. What he's saying is, while y'all sitting around here, got y'all butts on these devil platform, idling these men and women, 99% of these men idling, praising them and uplifting them, they ain't even giving you spirit and truth. So you're not even getting fed, Father said. They ain't giving you nothing righteous. They ain't turning you to the light. They ain't doing nothing but destroying you, allowing you to be alone with the crowd of the great falling away. But listen to what he said. And he said, and neither have ye healed that which is sick. He's saying, okay, you want to say you all this and that. You want to lead the people. That's what I said. I had to say that to a woman in Atlanta. I had my thrift store in Atlanta. And this particular day, I didn't work in the store, but my husband did. And he called me when he was calling. He said, this lady is here and she want to see you. And she was all dressed up. And I said, who is she? She said, she's some lady, some pastor at some church. I pulled up. Yesterday had a nice little Cadillac out there. She was dressed all night. And in my mind, what you at my little thrift store for? She had heard there's a prophet on the land. There's a prophetess in the area on the land. I've been hearing some things I want to see. I want to hear. I want to see. You know, I walked up to her and said, hi, how you doing? You know, that lady didn't smile at me. She did not smile at me. She looked at me. She said, my name is whatever she said. But she said it like this. She said, I'm pastor, prophet, evangelist, so-and-so, so-and-so. I said, oh, yeah. Well, I'm Sister Deborah. I said, can I help you? She said, I'll come back another day when you're here. She just wanted to check me out because she went around town and heard, oh, there's a prophet that's in that store. And you hear running around. I don't give a rat's behind what position you under, what position you called yourself to. That stuff don't faze me. Are you coming to speak to me regarding spirit and truth? Then we can rumble. But otherwise, kick rocks. You ain't talking about nothing. And y'all probably think I was crazy. You know, that night when I was in prayer, I went to the Father, straight to the Father. I said, now, what was that? What was that all about? Now, you didn't even warn me, because everything that happens to me, he warns me. And he didn't warn me that she was coming. So I'm saying, what was that? What was that? You didn't warn me. You didn't tell me nothing. You didn't give me a up. He said, Deborah, did you hear what she said? I said, yeah. He said, now she's coming again. That lady didn't come back into my store for a whole month. And I didn't even know she was coming. He had told me she's coming again. Give her this. And it's going to fit into this verse here. He said, tell her, if she's a prophet and a pastor, an evangelist and a teacher, where is your power? You got all those positions, ain't got no power. Now, this is what it said. Now, listen here. It tells you right here. Listen. The diseased have not yet strengthened. That means no power to heal the disease. Watch this here. Neither have ye healed that which is sick. No power. Watch this here. Neither have ye bound up that which is broken. No power. Neither have ye brought again that which is driven away. Neither have ye assault that which is lost. But with force and with cruelty have ye ruled them. Oh, Father, Yah. Hallelujah. Oh, Father, Yah. Listen to what the Most High Yah said. Listen to this, y'all. He said, but with force and with cruelty have ye ruled them. If that's not what the men doing today, that is what they're doing today. That is cruelty with this hate that they have. And the way they're trying to put us under their feet. Y'all miss it. Then here's Ezekiel. He's a prophet. He told him, you prophesy to Israel and you tell them. And see, because what happened is, this is what I come to understand in the wilderness. That the whole house of Israel, They don't have no respect for Yah. They don't have no fear for him. They don't give nothing about what he say he gonna do, how it's gonna go. That's how they can skip over Deuteronomy 28 and not see where he say until they are destroyed. It's because they don't feel they have to answer to Yah, the real living Yah. They talk that talk with you because he said they leading the flock to damnation. Now listen to what he said. And he's saying that for the lost, and they won't go out to get those who have driven away. Because y'all feel that if you got people that even on this devil platform, and you got a multitude of people, and you all of a sudden, say for instance, if Sister Deborah had, let's say 100 people, and I'm ministering to them every week. I'm on this devil platform getting the chat. I'm ministering to them every week. I should see mine, if it's God's will, that I lead that 100 and be who I'm got people believing I am. Then if I one fall to the wayside, go get him, Deborah. Go get him. You should be able to know when one fall. Listen to what he said. He said, listen to this. We in verse 4. The disease have ye not strengthened. You ain't delivered no disease. Neither have ye healed which was sick. What do you mean which was sick? They died. They was sick and you didn't deliver them. So what happened? Neither have ye bound up that which was broken heart. People who broken from all type of sexual perverted in their families and how they were molested. You see, those shepherds were supposed to do spirit and truth. Those shepherds are supposed to be having the gifts of the Ruach HaKodesh that carry the right hand of the Father, which is Christ, which is the power. That's what, remember Yeshua was saying the same thing. You shall receive power, and greater works shall ye do. And he's saying this to the shepherds, and these men run around here. We the shepherds, we the leaders. Women sit down. You ain't nothing. We all that. You're right. You all that and something. He got you locked in what he's gonna do with you. You better read Deuteronomy. You better read Ezekiel 34 because he's talking to everyone, every man on this devil platform that belongs to Israel. He's talking to you right now. He's telling you you messed up from the floor, and he using a female prophetess to tell you. Now listen to what he said. Verse 4, Ezekiel chapter 34, verse 4. The disease have ye not strengthened, neither have ye healed that which was sick. And you want to run around and talk about you a shepherd, you a leader, you a ruler. What Sister Deborah's topic is what? No spiritual mindset leaders is on the face of the earth today. Now listen to this. Neither have ye bound up that which was broken. You know how, say for instance, if something had happened to you when you were young and you're still living with you, there is the body of Christ. If there is a good leader, he would make sure in his leadership, under his leadership, he should have all the gifts of the Spirit that Yah poured out to the body. But these men here today, they don't want the gifts. They don't want the tongues. They don't want the Holy Spirit. They don't want nothing but you to be up under their wings. That's it. And what is he saying? While they're under your wings, I know who you are. He said, in which was the broken. Now that's what, when I was in a prayer warrior, that's what I worked with, people that was broken. That was one of my main things I wanted to make sure I get in the midst of the broken heart. Okay, those that are broken. Now listen to this. Neither have ye brought again, which was driven away. You know, like if you were in, you was in a church, and I'm not talking about Christian church. Let's say if you're in the Hebrew Israelite church, okay? And if you have people that fell away, it should be at least a group of 10, 5 females and 5 males that are the ones that go after those who they haven't seen in church, those who are in the hospital or not in the hospital, but that had fallen away. They're supposed to renew them back, y'all. They're supposed to show a certain give and gave. Give them your time. Give them your words of encouragement. Give them something. No. These Negroes on this devil platform collecting the check and trying to give you trash. Come on, I'm a watchman. I'm a seer. I'm a Maureen. I'm a pastor. I'm a prophet. Sit down. And here it is, have brought again that which is driven away. Now, I always believed in that. Always. And y'all know, he already know. He know who I am. He know who he made me to be. That's another thing. I always was one that would, I don't know why I did that, though. I don't know why I did that. And I was young. I would be in the church, and if I didn't see somebody who I normally see, I'd be wondering, I wonder what happened to them. I wonder where did they go. I wonder if they gonna come back. Then I wait the next week, they don't show up. Next thing I know, they don't go there no more. See, in the body of Christ, there are all positions, but because these no good, boasting, pragmatic men then stripped every gift Yah has planted in the body of Hamashiach. And you thinking y'all don't see it? That's why he got your butt in Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 25. You better check that out. Now, you don't even have to check it out because he already got your number. Now listen to this here. And it says, and driven away. That means they are supposed to go and renew them. Bring them back. Okay, you got on drugs. Okay, when we'll walk with you through this here and try to help you get back. Or when I call AIDS, when we'll walk with you and try to get back, but we want you to come back. We want you to be among the living. We want you to be among those who have spirit and truth. We want you to be among that power. And if we all together, you're going to be delivered. You see, that's how it should have been, y'all. As a little girl coming up, that's how I always picture it to be. Sometimes I used to think I was crazy because I felt like that. You see, and then here it is the other day, he was saying, go to Ezekiel 34. And I said, but Father, this is exactly what I've been teaching since the last 2-3 years about man. He said, well, there it is. See, you teaching it in a parable because these people are too ignorant to get it in spirit. But you've been hooping and hollering to them in a parable. That's what Yeshua had to do. He had to give those that was in a parable, but those that can handle, which was the elect, the word. And I've been saying it over and over, and it doesn't matter anymore now. It is what he said it is. It's not what they said to you that it is. It's what he said. So it don't matter. Now watch this here. Was driven away, neither have ye sought that which was lost. Lost. Those who feel lost, suicidal. Those who feel that they can't even go on because they don't know what direction to turn. Why can't we go to a church where we have a leader, a shepherd that has the ability to say, okay, well, we can help you. We got people here who has the gift to help you. These darn Negro Hebrew men ain't gonna give no authority to nothing but themselves. And y'all sit around and follow them and think they righteous. And they ain't portraying nothing. Even his word told you. That's why he said, Deborah is finished. My word did spoke every bit of it. And they still want to walk in darkness. And it says, but which force and which cruelty have ye ruled them? Now, why wouldn't the women catch that? And the men. Why wouldn't y'all catch that? He talking about what the shepherds did. I know, you thinking he talking about the Christians, right? He's only talking about the Catholic and the Christian. When he say the Hebrew, when he said the shepherds of Israel, oh, Father, you ain't talking about nothing. You talking about the Catholics. You talking about the Christian. That's what they tell us to get on here telling y'all all the time. They always want to tell you what the Christians is doing and the Catholics, but they never going to come to spirit and truth and tell you what they doing because it's still them trying to put you in a separate captivity from the one you already in. And they have done an excellent job on this devil platform doing just that. Okay, now it says here. Now listen to this. But with force, and with cruelty have ye ruled them. And y'all running around here thinking these men, the way they talking on these devil platforms and on them corners, them camps, And all them ICU and UCE and EBD and EFG, all of them is a bunch of crap. Pastor down, Pastor Jenny's, all of them is crap. Because nothing they doing is spirit and truth. They walking in their flesh. And Ezekiel sitting here being told by the Most High Yah, out of the mouth of Yah, you tell them, prophesize to them that I ain't playing. You know the only reason why he telling Ezekiel to do that, child? Because he's one that bleeds and crossing his T's and dotting his I's. You better not stand before me come judgment, because I already have your hair hole waiting for you. So you going to tell the people that you going into the eternal. You're going to be judged just like everybody on that face of that earth. Yeah, you might get over to or crawl or barely make it to the promised land, but your eternal destiny ain't gonna just whoop and holler because you over in the promised land. You gonna skip over from there to the New Jerusalem. You's a lie from the pit of hell. He ain't going for it. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna be able to go to the promised land either. You're gonna be one of the ones gonna die off before they get there. Because once they get there, he's gonna do his cleansing. He's gonna do that cleansing while y'all going them few years through the wilderness to get to the promised land. He gonna let you die off because he know what you're full of. Okay, now, and you all, this is something every last one of you all need to do. You need to look in here where it says, but with force, and that's what they do. They deal with y'all with force. And with cruelty have ye ruled them. Perfectly example of every man on this devil platform. Feeding y'all a bunch of crap, and y'all sitting around, running around here, praising and honoring these ignorant people. I ain't gonna even say ignorant. Ignorance is a better word for them. It's beyond ignorant. They know better. The word is sitting right here as I speak it. And what makes you think they don't know? Because they want to teach you darkness, and you want to sit up under darkness. Sit up under darkness. It's good for you. And verse 5, and they which scattered, because there is no shepherd. You know how many people talk about, when I left that church, they were doing this and they was doing that. I left that church. They started to have all the homosexual in there. I left that church because this scattered. No shepherd. You know why it ain't no shepherd? Here it's talking about no shepherd, because no spirit and truth to lead them. No spirit and truth. And it says, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. That means everybody going everywhere, just like on this devil platform. When I don't like what she said. She ain't saying nothing. I believe she don't know 60. She don't have the 16:11. Or she ain't reading from Enoch. Or she ain't reading from the other books that's long. You sick. You sicker than sick. Go on and read through all that you want to and see if it redeems you. See if it redeems you. Okay? Now, listen what he said. Listen to this, y'all. Listen to this. And this is verse 5. Ezekiel 34 and verse 5. And they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. When you all are scattered and don't have a shepherd, okay? And what a shepherd he's speaking of, one that knows how to give you spirit and truth. If these men don't know anything about spirit and truth, they don't have the right to be leading you, teaching you, and guiding you. They don't have a right in the right of the fathers to be teaching you, leading you, giving you messages, women too, or anything. That's why when they talk, they never telling you where the light is at or how to get there in. They never directing you to the narrow gate. They never telling you this thing is spirit. They never saying, okay, it's spirit and truth. They never saying any of that because they want to feed you. What they want to feed you, to keep you lost. Now, if you already in captivity, you would think the shepherd. See, this is what y'all don't understand. Let me say this here, because that's what he's saying to my spirit. Deborah, you would think that they would want a shepherd out of y'all's own heart to lead and guide them. because they've been in captivity so long. They didn't heard lies after lies. They done went right. They done went left. They done went front and they went back. They went to this church, this place, this place. You would think in this darkness hour, they will want something outside of what they continue to receive. But he said they won't. So tell them it's finished. Until they are destroyed and they are in the corner, it's when I would come. Because I'm not coming there to send them somebody to feed them, to keep giving them. They're not listening. They're caught up in these men and women that's feeding them trash. So let them eat from the trash. Because I'm coming for the ones that's in that corner. Because when they're in that corner, that means they don't have nowhere else to go. And he always wanted us to be in a position where we don't have nowhere else to go but to turn to him. He never wanted us in a position where we had many directions, many places to go, many people to hear. He just wanted you in the corner because he knew if you was in the corner, the only way out after you in the corner is to him. And you all still running to the video, thinking they giving you something. Now listen to this. Verse 6, Ezekiel 34 and verse 6. My sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon every high hill. Yea, my flock were scattered upon all the face of the earth, and none did search or seek after them. Now he's talking about the leaders, y'all. Those the one y'all keep getting up under. Those the one y'all keep running to. Those one y'all keep looking, time of day. He know this is a seer. This is a Maureen. This is a watchman. Oh, this is a pastor. This is a bishop. Oh, this is a prophet. This is a prophetess. They ain't nothing if they not leading you to the light of the Most High God. And not telling you this thing is spirit and it is truth. He said the only way you can worship him in spirit. So what part of spirit and truth you don't get? What is it you don't get? It's what you don't want to have. That's the problem. And he's sitting here saying it. Now listen to what he said about it. But look at the love that he has, which is give and gave, that he has for the flock. Listen to what he said. My sheep wandered through all the mountains. Now, when Sister Deborah talks, she talks in spirit and truth. When she see things, she don't see it like y'all see it. Okay? I don't see it the way your flesh see it. I don't hear it the way your flesh hear it. Okay? I see it this way. I hear it with one ear. Okay? And I'm not talking about the natural ear. I'm talking about the Holy Spirit. That's why I hear things through. Okay? I don't see it and get it the way you get it. I don't need precepts. I don't need line. I don't need a little here. I don't need a little there. How can any of that outride the Ruach HaKodesh in me that's greater than he that is in the world? So how is it I'm going to believe in everything in this world and the way these people teach it and kick him to the curb? You crazy as I don't know what? He's greater in me like he said he is. He said he's going to teach me all things. I'm going to trust in that. He's going to lead and guide me. I'm going to trust in that. He's going to be my comforter. I'm going to believe and trust in that. He's going to lead me to be able to prophesy. You think I'm not going to be all for it? But no, I'm supposed to just drop everything about him and run up under these men and submit myself to their teaching. Yeah, you lost. You lost. And that's why he said it's over. Okay, now listen to what he said here. I'm going to take you into a spiritual realm. I know y'all can't get there. I know you ain't going to be able to see it. I know you ain't going to be able to hear it, but I'm going to speak it anyhow. Verse 6. My sheep wandered through all the mountains. Where's the spirit in that? Where's the spirit in that? Where's the spirit and truth in that? Now when you're in the live chat can tell me. You know why? You better go to that altar. And it better be up in the corner somewhere. And you better learn while you're in the corner how to get in the closet and talk to him in spirit and truth. Because I'm going to tell you something. Everybody really is right now riding on a calm storm, a wave that they think that ain't going to rear up, but it is. But when it comes, it's going to hit harder than what the other waves that we just passed. It's going to be higher. It's going to be worse. It's going to take more lives. It's going to do all kind of things you never seen before, just like the past few years. You ain't seen that day before. You ain't seen nothing yet. Now listen to this. In chapter 34 and 6 of Ezekiel, my sheep wandered through all the mountains. Notice the word sheep. S-H, this is spirit, S-H-E-E-P. It's only one. You don't see no S. Because all those that are in him, he sees them as one. He don't even have to. But that's how he wants you to know when you are the elect that can't be fooled. He's saying right here, sheep with no S. Because you are one once he is in you. We become one. If it's 1 million people that have him in them, we are all consist of one. So he's talking about a certain group of a flock that he felt that should have still had a shepherd. Ain't that deep? A shepherd. That's so beautiful. Because he's saying here, my sheep, meaning those that I abide in, that are mine, wandered through all the mountains and upon the high hills, yet my flock were scattered upon all the face of the earth, and none did search or seek them out. That's sad. And y'all running around here want to put these men on pedestals and talking about they supposed to be the leader, they're the ruler. They misscrewed the word rule out of spirit and truth. They don't even understand the rule. It's not the same as their rule. Their thoughts are not his thoughts. Their ways are not his ways. So we got to meet him where he's at. He don't meet us where we at. They didn't turn rule into stupidity. They misscrewed it. They took it away. How is he going to call? He's going to speak the word. Before he charged Ezekiel to prophesy, what did that word say? Watch this here. What did it say? And the word of Ahijah came unto me, saying. Now wait a minute, hold up. What come first? What come first? The Son of Man prophesied, or the word that come from out of the mouth of God? Like unto any and everything. We got to grip what comes out of his mouth and not what comes out of these men's mouths and these women. Or even Deborah. You got to understand him out of his mouth. Before he even told the Son of Man Ezekiel to prophesy, he said, it tells you. It tells you. And the word of Yah came until Ezekiel saying, before he even said anything to Ezekiel. So his word is powerful than your ugly mouth. Teaching and preaching and call yourself got the flock just all over the place, but they all over the place. But I love what he said in Ezekiel 34 and 6. He called them my sheep. Now see, when I read this here, I don't see it like y'all see it. Because that sheep right there, we on holy now. We in holy. we somewhere different. Well, what you mean, Deborah? Because when Yeshua came with the sheep and the goats, I knew the goats heading to hell, but the sheep, oh no, they ain't heading to no hell, because he was only one. Hallelujah. When Yeshua come, when he bring them back, guess what? He gonna call them a sheep, like as if it's one, because we're gonna be all grafted into Yah, and Yah Going to be grafted into Yeshua, and we're going to be all one in it. One. We're going to be called one in him. And he's telling you right here in verse 6, I'm talking about the ones that's in me. I ain't talking about all those people, the sheep that's running around here following these shepherds that ain't even of me. Don't know nothing about spirit and truth. And they falling all up in them. And he said, in verse 6, my sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon the high hill. My sheep, my flock. Just like he said, my sheep with no S. My flock was scattered upon all the face of the earth, and none did search or seek after them. And then he turned around and slanted after them. So I don't know if you can see the power in that. The word after and them is slanted. That's a message when he's dealing with me. He wants me to really look into that. So later on, tomorrow probably, I'm going to read over that and really get into that and see where he's coming from on that. He said, after them. That's slanted. So he's telling me something. Now, verse 7, therefore, ye shepherds. Notice the shepherds got an S. Notice the shepherds got an S now. Now look up there in verse 6 where it says my sheep. You only see no S. You see, you drop back down to 7, you see shepherds with an S. Hear the word of Ahaya. He's speaking, y'all. Y'all need to learn to identify him and stop identifying all this darkness coming out of these mouth of these people. And this is what he's saying. Therefore, ye shepherds, hear the word of Ahaya. As I live, said Ahaya, surely because of my flock, surely because my flock became a prey. And my flock became meat. And Sister Deborah been saying that to y'all for a mighty long time. They eating y'all up from the floor with all this nonsense on these doing devil platforms. And he's sitting here calling you meat. They eating y'all tails up. Because meat to every beast of the field. Now you just out there everywhere trying to find your way on this devil platform, listening to everybody's mouth. You meat to these people on this platform. Why? Because they getting fat from you. They getting fat in their darkness, fat in their evil ways, fat in their wickedness. And you feeding them. You're the meat, and they getting fat. And it says in verse 8, Ezekiel 34, verse 8, as I live, said Ahaya, surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field, because there were no shepherd, neither did my shepherds search for my flock. But the shepherds fed themselves and fed not my flock. They fed themselves. YouTube, giving them a little check, feeding them. The people on this YouTube talk about everything outside of the light, outside of spirit and truth, outside of the Ruach HaKodesh, leading the people to the light. Oh, they don't want you to go there, but they good and very well at leading you to the darkness and the wickedness. And want me to tell you the number one place they lead you to their understanding, their wisdom, and their knowledge. And guess what? It don't have nothing on with spirit and truth. That means the only one that can come in and teach you is the one that promised to come in and teach you all things. And then he turned around and said, put your trust in no man. And what we did, when we don't want you, we want to trust in man. We on YouTube and Facebook and Patriot and Instagram. We want to trust in them. You're right. Trust in them. It's over. It's over. So some new ones coming. They out there booming up. And the most of them, 99.9 of these men is under a spiritual, a strong spirit of hate toward their own women. Okay, now here I like this here because he's telling you, but the shepherds fed themselves and fed not the flock. Okay, verse 9. Therefore, O ye shepherds, hear the word of Ahiah, Ahiah. See, they don't hear it. They ain't gonna hear it. And it don't matter to y'all. He said, Deborah, this book been here for so long, and before this, I was always in the mess. I'm the beginning and the end. I didn't just start today. I existed before anything was. I was. See, they thinking that I'm supposed to rumble like them. I'm supposed to walk like them, talk like them, act like them, be them. They don't know who they dealing with. But they will. They will. So watch this here. And he said in verse 9, Oh, therefore, O ye shepherds, hear the word of Ahiah. Verse 10, Thou said Ahiah, behold, I am. You know what I am mean? Ahiah, Ahiah. That's what I am mean. I am. Let me show you where the power rests there in. You remember when Yeshua was in Gethsemane, I think it was, and the soldiers came looking for him. What did they have? Shafers and knives, all kind of weapons, coming looking for him. And they said, we come in here to looking for Yeshua of Nazareth, or whatever they were saying. And he said, what? I am. And they fell back. They fell back because the power of who he is was that name. And he is I am. That's his true name. Ahiah, Ahiah. Okay. Now, and this is what he was saying. He said in verse 10. Oh, this is getting good to my spirit. Ezekiel 34, verse 10. Thou said Ahiah. They say it like this here. Watch this. Watch this here. Thou said Yah. Behold, Ahiah, Ahiah. Don't tell me that when you heard them Indians, I don't know if y'all ever watched the, I used to love watch cowboys and Indian movies when I was young, all the way up. And them Indians used to always say, Ahiah, Ahiah. See, they even know his real name. And here you are, Negroes, talking about we the cheap, we the children, we the chosen, and still don't know nothing. Only his hears his voice and know his name. Okay, so it ain't everybody. Okay, so verse 10, Ezekiel 34 and verse 10, Thou said, Yah, Thou said, Yah, behold, I am, which is Ahiah, Ahiah, against the shepherds. Now, is he saying he's for the shepherds? So why are you all clowning with these people call themselves Maureen's, pastors and teachers, bishops, generals, prophets, prophetess? Listen to what he said. Thou said, yeah, because Ahiah, Ahiah against the shepherds, and I will require my flock at their hand. See, that's what I was saying. I have said that for probably a good 2 years. A lot of these people thinking they really getting away. There are people who've been on here a good 20, 25 years, 30 years since it been existed, and they've been on here a long time. And they have given you nothing for your spirit. And you have praised and worship and idoled. You idoled them. They are idols in you. Because you gave them all the praise. You gave them all the glory. You gave them all the likes. You gave them all the subscribers. And still today, woo, that's a good message. Woo, you're so good. You're so good. And they sitting up here smiling and coming on 2 and 3 times a day. Just to feed you some trash. And if y'all was to come today, you will have no oil in your lamp because you've been listening to their trash. No spirit and truth. No light. Because you've been listening to trash. And that's what you did. So listen to what he said. Verse 10. Thou said, Yah, behold, Ahiah, Ahiah's against the shepherds. Now, if he said he's against the shepherds, why are you trying to make the shepherds somebody high and mighty? And he's sitting here telling you I'm against them. You see where your mind is at? It's destroyed. You see how your mind is totally destroyed? He started saying that I'm against them because of what they're doing to my sheep. And you started running to them like you ain't hearing a word he's saying because you want them to teach you what he said. You don't want his Holy Spirit to be the teacher that he said come to be. You want man to teach you. You want woman to teach you. Now listen what he said. And he said, I would require my flock at their hand. And that's something they, a lot of, I'm going to tell you something. 1 million times 1 million trillion, if there's a such thing, don't realize. Come judgment, all of this is going to be accounted. Because Yah is not going to sit here and let you be up on this devil platform dancing to every song that the devil put on here. You got to make a video on it and expound and give your personal opinion, your personal feeling, your personal this, and then gonna try to key in a little bit of what you call spirit. Let me tell you something, that's dead. That's dead. You either for him or you for the world. And on these devil platforms, it show tells who's who and what's what. Now it says here, he says here in here, he says, I will, this is verse 10, I will require my flock at their hands and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Now, see what I'm saying? Cause them to, what did it say? Cease from feeding the flock. And if you sit in here and tell me that ain't happening, and it's didn't happen, because when Sister Deborah stepped on this devil platform, I wasn't hearing no spirit and truth. I wasn't hearing no light. I say, I'm not a dead prophet. We got a lot, all the mighty prophets in the days, they dead. I'm a living prophetess. And I'm sitting here to tell you what I'm seeing. And if I say I see it, then you can run over there to them and they can make you feel that you all that and some. But I'm telling you, I see what he's saying. Now listen to what he said. I don't think y'all get it. I will require my flock at their hand and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. So when Sister Deborah's on here hooping and hollering, saying they ain't teaching the people the light, they ain't teaching spirit and God, y'all said, Deborah, I already hit them from the back end. They gonna cease from feeding them because they weren't feeding them no way. They weren't going chasing them or seeing what's going on with them, what happened to them. If they sick, they weren't doing nothing. Okay, but watch this here. Neither shall the shepherds feed themselves anymore. That's why I told y'all in the last 6 months, a lot of these Hebrew Israelite men, they flipped the script. They decided to go conscious. Now they believe Paul is wrong. Everybody in Paul is wrong. Everybody in the beginning of the Bible is wrong. Everything is wrong in the Bible. I'm telling you all. Everything they once started this Hebrew Israelite movement and this new awakening with, they done switched on. One that was highly involved in it, now saying you're not supposed to eat nothing but vegetables. Or it just, now they said Paul, everything about Paul is a lie. Or Matthew's, Luke, and Mark and John is an error. I mean, just everything over and over. But listen to what Yah said. Listen to what Yah said. For I will deliver my flock. Wait a minute, listen to what he said right here. Let me get it back. I will require my flock at their hand and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. So when Sister Deborah's on here telling y'all why these people not teaching, that's why y'all done already caused them to not feed the flock. They're not feeding y'all properly. Y'all not getting what you need. And you sat and ate up under them. But listen to this. All this time, here it is right here. Saying the same thing, but here it is, Yah giving it to you through his own mouth. He said, I will require my flock at their hand and cause them to cease from feeding the flock. Neither shall the shepherd feed themselves anymore. That means they're going to be confused, confounded. They ain't going to be able to feed themselves. You see? Watch this here. Let me see where I'm at anymore. For I will deliver the flock from their mouth. Listen to this. I will deliver my flock from their mouth. Like I said to you all, if you're not elect, my message is not for you. Okay? This is for those that are elect, where he said if it was so, it could fool them. But they not going to be fooled, because that's the way I set them up. They're not going to be fooled by these shepherds that's out here that's leading these other flocks. So listen to what he said. I will deliver my flock from their mouths, because they ate y'all tails up. They ate y'all tails up with lies, deceit. That's why he said in Matthew 24, there are going to be many prophets. But a lot of people don't understand that false prophets, also those who prophesize and teach. False. Why are they false? No spirit and truth is in them. Nor do they teach spirit and truth, nor do they show you any way or any direction toward the light, which is toward righteous. He said that I will deliver my flock from their mouth, that they may not be meat for them. Bread and butter on their table, getting a check from the devil platform. They're all on this devil platform, waiting to get a check from something because they doing something on this platform. He said that pretty soon he already done this, but the flock, he's going to take them from their mouths, that they may not be meat for them. No, he ain't gonna let you eat them up no more. You took away enough of them that followed the great falling away. He ain't gonna let you take his. Okay. Now watch this, verse 11. But many gonna see a run back to him, which is fine. They belong to them. Verse 11. And thou said, Ahiah, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out. Hallelujah. Y'all talking to somebody. He's talking to somebody on this here platform today that's listening. He's talking to you. That's where I'm feeling it. He's talking to you. He's going to seek you out. He ain't letting you just go like that. He said he don't care how many people you didn't listen to, how many people you didn't stuck with, you didn't put in this ear and that ear, and this eyes, you didn't listen, you didn't believe. He said, no, I'm coming for what's mine. I love when he says stuff like that because I believe in him like that. Okay. And he says in verse 11, that's Ezekiel 34 and verse 11, for thou said, Ahiah, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep. Notice that it's sheep because they are one in him. He don't see us as sheep. He see us as one. Okay. That are scattered. So now see, if you scattered, it's one here, it's one here, it's one here. They're all over the country, right? But he calling you a sheep because you truly are in him. But we are all as one. We're all considered as one. All of his sheep are really not sheep as we are here on the earth. It is sheep in one in spirit. Okay. And then he says here in verse 12, as a shepherd seeks out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep. He said, when a shepherd seeks out, you notice here in verse 12, you see the spirit in that. He said, as a shepherd, he's letting you know this is what a shepherd is to do. Seek out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. He's supposed to seek after you all. So all these pastors, these bishops, these prophets, these teachers, all these people call themselves we the people, leaders and rulers. We ain't got no spiritual mindset leaders in this day because they supposed to have been out searching for you. You're missing. They're supposed to search for you. And that's what he's telling you. That's really what they were supposed to do. Now listen to what he said. And he said, as a shepherd, not shepherds, like he was talking about the one that scattered his things. He said, as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep. Notice it's not an S. And I will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark days. Didn't Sister Deborah tell you we in midnight hour? Told y'all we are in the midnight hours. Father, y'all gonna call it cloudy. And didn't I tell you Sister Deborah don't see what y'all see? When I go outside, sunny day, hot, or whatever, beautiful blue sky. The skies ain't blue no more. The skies is not blue no more to Sister Deborah. It's been like this for about 3 months. It's like a cloudy. It's not blue. And I'm saying, Father, something wrong. What's going on? He said, Deborah, you know where we at. You just walked all up in Revelation. You know where we at. And it is true. Here it is in Ezekiel, in the so-called old book. Now listen to this. And it says, listen to this. It says, and will deliver them out of places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark days. I told y'all we in the midnight hour. Don't let nobody tell y'all we in the hour where where everything is real good, or we gonna be delivered. No, baby, you better wake up. Ain't no deliverance coming, but in spirit and truth. So that's the deliverance you need to look for. The light, and not what these people are talking about. Okay, and then verse 13, and I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land. So what did that tell you all? I bet you nan one can tell me. What is that telling you? Listen to what this here. Someone in the live chat, see if you can answer this. Listen to what he said. Ezekiel 13. Ezekiel 34 and verse 13. And I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land, and feed them upon the mountains of Israel, by the river, and in all the inhabited places of the country. 14. And I will feed them in a good pasture, and upon the high mountains of Israel shall they fold be. What is he talking about? What is he talking about? You know what he's talking about here? He's telling you right now. He's talking about in your days. He's talking about right now. All this stuff he was talking about, the shepherds, y'all, he talking about right now. I'm lost. I am lost. Father, Yah, I want to just thank you out of the mouth of the words of Ezekiel and what came and proceeded out of your mouth. I just thank you, Father, Yah, because this is exactly what Sister Deborah been saying. But Sister Deborah was pretty much put them in like a parable state. But even though I was speaking spirit and truth all the time, and then for him to start to say it to where he wanted, when you read 13, he's talking about now, y'all. So that lead me to understand Ezekiel was talking about in our days, what the shepherds were doing to the sheep. This is what they were doing to y'all sheep, feeding them the wrong thing. And y'all don't even get it. Y'all need to read 34, Ezekiel 34, and see it's not that today. When Sister Deborah's telling you about all these people on this devil platform, 99.9 is feeding you trash. And then they have the audacity to tell you, oh, they putting this in our food. They put this in our water. They doing this and they doing that. But what are you doing to the people's spirit? What are you feeding the people's spirit? Ahia just spoke it in Ezekiel 34. What are you feeding his sheep? He said. He asked you the question. Can you get an answer? No, you ain't got no answer. Because you've been wrong. You want to feed them trash. What's going on in the world? Ain't nothing wrong with talking about what's going on in the world, but let your beginning start with him and let the end start with him. And anything in between, you can slide into what is going on in the world, but make sure your conversation start with him and end with him. If not, be about either the Father's business or be about the world. And stop trying to let somebody think that you're going to straddle the fence. Because you know he don't rumble that way. And just because you want to sprout of the fish, you want to take away the multitude away from the bosom of the Father, it ain't going to work. Y'all say it's over. It's finished. Sister Deborah, the prophet, is in the wilderness, come to tell you it is over. So whether you like it or not, you are done with. That's exactly what Ezekiel 34 is saying. Now listen to what I'm about to say before I close. If you take Ezekiel 34 and you read it, when you get to 13, you know he's talking about us. right now, Deborah, I'm talking to them and they don't hear me. I'm talking to them right now. He said, Deborah, how many times did I say the word of Yah? The word of Yah. The word of Yah. Out of his own mouth did he say these things. And y'all running around here, listen out of the mouths of these men and women, feeding y'all a bunch of mess. It just don't make no sense. And you're doing it with your eyes wide open. Wide open. Because here it is. And if I'm taught from the wilderness and I'm taught in a different way, here it is. I'm looking dead at it and I can see it. He sit here and he told y'all 34. If you don't hook up on 34 and read it and see, he's talking right now to all these people on this devil platform. That's who he's talking to. That's who he's talking about. But you think it's going to warn you all? No, you're going to go right back and cater to these people and try to get as many other people. Oh, so that's a good pastor. Or he's a good teacher. Or she's a good teacher. No, let me tell y'all something. Don't ever give a man the credit that's due my father. Ever. And don't look at Deborah as if she entitled to any either, because I don't want it. Keep it for yourself, because I don't need it. Only credit I need to do is get my ugly self up in that corner and stay there until he comes. Because that's where my trust is. I'm in the corner. I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing about what they're doing in this world. I can't defeat what they're doing in this world. I can't stop what they're doing in this world. I can't speak against what they're doing in this world. So what I might as well do, get my ugly self in that corner and stay there and repent, praise, honor, and serve him in that corner. Because in that corner, I throw up my hands and I give it all up to him. That's the problem with these people on this devil platform. They never threw up their hands and said, Father, I can't do this. This ain't about me. This is all about you. I surrender. It's called surrendering. What are you surrendering, Deborah? Your flesh. Because you know this thing is spirit and truth. This ain't got nothing to do with no flesh. So everything that they're teaching you is flesh. One thing I'm so excited about is that wasn't my plan. Ezekiel 34 wasn't my plan. That was something y'all added in once I opened. That's why when I started the video, you notice I was still not saying the word puzzle. Because I'm like, wait a minute, would you want me to talk about 34? Oh my, 34? Get in here in 34, then bless me. It didn't bless me, and it goes back to what I said. It's finished. Because 34 summed it up. It summed today up, y'all. And not only did it sum it up, it summed it down. Ezekiel 34 summed it up and down. Ezekiel is talking about in this day. He ain't talking about in his day. See, a lot of them will tell y'all when he talking about time period back. No. He talking about now. Y'all speaking to you now. And he's speaking spirit and truth. So learn to stay in that corner. Seek a higher. Desire his spirit and truth to reign on you. Wait for him to show up and show out. Show you the way. Show you the direction to the light. Show you how to put that oil in your lamp. Because that's one other thing nobody never told you. What made it so different from those who had oil and those that didn't? They all was about the same. It's just those that had oil have the oil that y'all gave them. Not the oil that they got themselves. So that's what took place before the foundation of the world. Those 10, 5 of them had the will of the Father. 5 of them didn't. 5 of them was in the Lamb Book of Life. 5 of them wasn't. So tell me, was that before the foundation of the world? Their name was written, past tense, before the foundation of the world, in the Lamb Book of Life. You see? So it ain't so much it's all the work and the hard work. Oh, it's so hard. It's too hard, Deborah. It's too hard to believe. It's too hard to receive. It's too hard for me to deal with. You know what? You hard anyway. You hardcore to yourself. And you're going to make it hard for yourself. But even y'all can break through that. So I, Sister Deborah, hope that you all got something out of it. If anybody have any questions they might want to ask Sister Deborah before we are off, shoot it to me. And if I can answer, I'll answer it. If I can't, I say, I don't know. So if you have any questions, and just go right ahead. But yes, let's stay in the corner, y'all. Stay in the corner. And in that corner, submit yourself to him. Surrender. Because you know what? If you do that now, guess what happens? No matter what takes place in this world, you're going to be on that journey with him, going to that promised land. You best bet that. That's real. And if you die before then, your baby's gonna go. Your baby's gonna go. So set the pace. Stay in that corner. Submit yourself. The corner is it represents surrendering. You know how a person can get caught in the corner. Have you ever seen a movie where a person get caught trying to get away and they have no way out? They cornered in. That's all it is. When you cornered in, you don't have no other way. So you throw up your hand to the Most High God. Say, that's it, Father. I give up. I don't have no other way but your way. I give up. I submit. I submit. I want to take on giving you all my heart, my mind, my strength, and my spirit. It belongs to you anyway. But I want to say it with my mouth and confess. I give it to you. I know that you had a plan before the foundation of the world that the lamb was slaughtered for my ugly sin, for my wrongdoing. I want to accept the lamb being slaughtered. I not only want to accept the lamb being slaughtered before the foundation of the world, I want to accept Yeshua HaMashiach as my personal Savior, my Redeemer. Come into me, Father. Work in me. Let it start from within. Without, it's ugly, and I know it's ugly. But I want you to work with me from within. Begin to tell him how excellent he is, how great he is, how wonderful he is, how awesome he is, how perfect he is, how powerful he is, how he's the beginning and the end. He's so kind and he's so merciful. Oh, your grace is so sweet. Begin to just tell him why you're in the corner. And while you're in the corner, go into your closet sometimes. Have a little conversation with him. Let him know where you're at, where you want to be in him. He'll take you and your family up out of here. He'll put y'all on that path to walk through that walk we're going to have to walk to get to that promised land. He'll have you numbered in there. So I'm just telling you all. Submit yourself. Surrender. We don't know everything. Sister Deborah have told everybody that have ever been on my live chat and listened to me, I know about 20%. But don't come spirit and truth. We will rumble then. But when it come down to all this yang they talking, I might know 20%. But you hit me on the other side where it's spirit and truth. You messed up from the floor up then. Because that's the only way I'm going to be able to rumble with you in that area. Ain't no other area worth rumbling in. All of it is vain and vast. Solomon warned me, Solomon ministered to my spirit all the time. Deborah, you might as well hang that up. Oh, Deborah, I'm going to tell you, girl, it's like this. I accepted that. Yah is the only one that can usher that spirit to be able to minister to me. And the way Yah does things, can't nobody tell him what he can't do. So our Sister Deborah would say that if anybody had any, I like that. The seeds have been planted. That's right. That's right. That's what it says. You are so right. That's what he said. He's going to give the increase. He knows his seed, and he knows his seed. And we thinking that he's so dumb. The seed is based on our choice and what we want to do, how we want to serve him, how we want to worship him. No. It's already in the ground. It was in the ground before the foundation of the world. And guess what? It is over. Yes, he is amazing. Yes. So I say unto you all, I hope you all got something out of it. And I, sister, going to turn in. And guess what, y'all? I got so much cleaning. I don't even know where to start. I'm going to have to wait until Monday. But that's okay. I can do it. I'm good at it. Praise the Most High Yah. Yes. So I, Sister Deborah, would say, I appreciate you all listening. And I will say, I'll be back again. Shalom and shalom. I'm glad your spirit feels good. That sounds good to me. When you say that, that make me even feel better. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Praise the Most High. Ahaya.